Welcome back to the channel, guys. And yes, guys, the all-new McLaren P18, the McLaren P1 Successor is right around the corner because it is officially gonna break cover towards the end of September. And of course, with this being the proper debut of the all-new design language, which is the brainchild of none other than Mr. Tobias Sullivan, who has returned to McLaren as the chief designer from his spell at Bentley. And of course, the main reason for this is due to the complete Senna debacle, of course, where it properly was heavily critiqued when it came out for its looks. And although it was a complete unit on the track, people still hated it for its looks. But I for one did not. I absolutely loved it, and the way it was presented on the Grand Tour by none other than Jezza himself, that was a proper legend of a car, and it always will be. And for the fact that it is a tribute to one of the most legendary racing drivers to ever exist on this planet, i.e. Ayrton Senna, it is a proper legend on its own. But nevertheless, in response to that, although some people did come around on that, some people yet did not. Nevertheless, McLaren have taken that into account, and Mr. Tobias is responding accordingly with an all-new design language, with an all-new philosophy, of course, i.e. performance by design. And the P18 is the proper all-new debut for that, and this will properly lay the roadworks for the future complete technologies, for the future automobiles to come from McLaren, and the complete all-new systems on its own, which is in fact a coded response to future EVs and SUVs. Well, I'm not that much excited about the first one, but definitely about the latter. Nevertheless, carrying on through to the P18, September 2024 is where you can see it, guys. Towards the end of it is when we will see this thing properly break cover from. But from all the information that has been yielded, and from the words of all the dealers who have been shown renders ahead of the complete reveal, it is properly set to be a legendary and worthy successor to the legendary P1, unlike the F250. And of course, check my video out on that. Nevertheless, an all-new ground-up built V8 is going to be the ICE, or the internal combustion engine, that will power the all-new P18, which is of course the code name, guys. It is not the model name. And of course, that is going to be hitched to a complete hybrid system, an all-new hybrid system that is 70% lighter than what is found in the Artura, and that is due to a complete high-density battery that was initially developed for McLaren's Formula 1 cars. So thereby F1 tech coming in clutch thereon, and on top of that, a complete proper triple electric motor setup is being teased, but that is still speculative. The proper electric motor situation is yet to be revealed. But if it were to go the complete triple motor way, i.e. two electric motors on the front axle and one in between the gearbox and the engine, that would result in the first ever road legal McLaren to have a complete all-wheel drive system. And on top of that, that is not only the first that could be possible, because this first is happening, and that is the fact that it is losing out on one of the most quintessential McLaren factors of all, i.e. it's goodbye to the butterfly doors and hello there to the all-new gullwing doors. Yes, guys, they are bringing about the gullwing doors as the main door system for this. And on top of that, it is properly being inspired by multiple of their past road cars, their past race cars, their Can-Am race cars. The McLaren F1 is actually the dominant one in terms of inspiration through the performance line, as that is what McLaren like to call it, which is the proper body line that runs from the front of the car all the way to the back, and as you guys can see, which is heavily predominant on their Can-Am race cars, through to the complete symmetrical objects underneath the proper top of the front bumper, i.e. towards the complete Can-Am race cars, the F1, the 720S, and through to the back from the F1, of course, to give it a complete open rear end to, of course, expunge the heat from that hybrid powertrain on its own. And on top of that, a complete all-new V8 might also indicate that it could very much get an NA V8, which would literally be legendary, of course. But nevertheless, all of that is my speculation, carrying on 1000 plus horsepower, guys. And well, I mean, could you have expected anything less? And of course, with all this tech, this will probably ring you in at around $2 million. And well, if you expected anything less, well, think again. Carrying on onto the front, we've got a complete fully functional active aero front splitter on its own, which opens and closes, which of course helps completely reduce the drag, and that will be mounted underneath the all-new eye socket headlights. And on top of that, floating fenders will also be completely positioned to, of course, properly enhance airflow around the car. And of course, I mean, guys, this is literally state-of-the-art aerodynamics all over, and this complete body, which is of course the result of the all-new design language, i.e. philosophy by design, is of course properly being owned in at McLaren's all-new wind tunnel. And of course, by the looks of it, with the complete active aero front splitter, the complete proper eye socket headlights, the complete flared or completely bloated or floated fenders on its own, it is properly coming out to be a proper track weapon on its own. Through to the top, you've got a roof snorkel, yet as I said, it's taking multiple inspirations from their past road cars, i.e. this is a proper signature of the complete F1 as well as the 675LT, and of course gullwing doors, as I said. And it's got the buttresses with the vents to, of course, furthermore cool the engine, along with that that roof scoop on top. Towards the back, it is going to be getting a complete massive carbon fiber diffuser that properly spans the width of the complete rear bumper, a complete active rear wing system akin to that of the P1. And these are the words coming from those of the dealers who have seen the renders ahead of the complete P18 reveal, and they are saying that the proper complete rear active wing system on its own is akin to that of the P1, which is exactly jewelry like, and that on its own says a lot. And further on towards the back, you've got an aero element that sits underneath the dual exhaust tailpipes on its own, and on top of that, a complete carbon fiber diffuser that spans the entire width of the rear bumper, i.e. indicating more aero trickery. I mean, they're literally chucking in F1 tech as much as they can, and that's not all, because they've also brought in the complete wraparound cockpit to, of course, properly give it the complete purity of purpose and clarity of vision to make the complete driver one with the car. And this is exactly what we like, guys. I mean, this is evolution on its own. Meanwhile, Ferrari on their own have gone from a V12 powered LaFerrari to a V6 powered F250, and they're calling that a complete worthy successor. I mean, that's a joke, right? That has to be. Meanwhile, McLaren on the other end are implementing whatever they can. They are literally taking every single bit and bob from their old gen race cars, from their old gen Can-Am racers, and from every single piece of McLaren history there ever is, and they're clubbing all of that into one single outcome, and that is the all new P18, ladies and gentlemen. And I mean, what else do you need to hear, guys? I mean, $2 million, of course, with such a hefty price tag, you are getting all of this. And of course, that is not all. Mr. Tobias has further on also said that he wants to bring about sustainability, longevity, and reliability into the McLaren brand. And well, McLaren properly being a reliable brand, well, that's something of a new thing. But for a car of such caliber and for a $2 million price tag, it wouldn't hurt to have reliability, would it? I mean, that's exactly what the owners would want, other than properly tracking it and fully sending it through Eau Rouge and Radion. Nevertheless, that is exactly what evolution is about, guys. It is evolving through, it is accepting what is going on and taking things to a whole nother level. And looks like McLaren are responding very much accordingly, and especially with the fact that they're responding to the complete Senna debacle, this is definitely something that people are definitely gonna like. And for the likes of a P1 successor, I knew that they definitely had to go all out on this, and from the looks of it, I mean, we literally haven't even seen the car or gotten even a glimpse of it, yet here we are with all this information out here, and it is looking on the up and up for McLaren. And I mean, I for one can't wait to see, because I am a huge P1 fan. I grew up with that thing as one of my poster cars, and I mean, the way that thing could literally kill, no, it could not, it will kill you. That is literally exactly why I love it. And well, I hope this thing is properly as visceral and as emotional as that of the P1, because of course, with the fact that this is going to be a way more cohesive build and a way more eye puller on its own, well, you can't expect anything less McLaren from it, right? I mean, they're literally going a little bit out of their way to bring in that much of sustainability, longevity, and reliability. But with them going out of their way that much, that would only mean you'd be getting way more McLaren-esque things. And of course, this also means a way more visceral experience. Speaking of a visceral experience, since they are properly creating a complete ground-up V8 for the all-new P18, could that mean that could also mean that the internal combustion engine could very much be a naturally aspirated V8? Well, I mean, that's up for speculation, but nevertheless, if that were the case, I mean, I for one would be jumping with joy, because natural aspiration over turbos any day. But nevertheless, guys, it is in the end up to McLaren, and so far so good. It is literally on the up and up. I mean, guys, with the fact that they're taking the design cues, the complete symmetrical objects underneath the top part of the front bumper, the performance line, the open rear end, the complete better part of the inspiration coming from the granddaddy of the hypers and supers, i.e. the McLaren F1 on its own. And on top of that, with all this, I mean, what else do you need to hear for me to convey that this is definitely going to be a worthy successor to that of the P1, which on its own set the bar so high? And well, the P18 just might take it up a notch or multiple notches on its own, and I for one am here to stay and watch it properly take it on. But of course, only 399 of the all new P18s will be made compared to 375 of the P1s. But nevertheless, we will get to see more bonkers track only variants coming on through and through. But nevertheless, guys, I mean, what else do you need to hear for me to convey the point that this is the proper worthy successor? I mean, with F1 tech all over, with the proper tech that they're taking from every bit and bob, from every single piece of McLaren history out there, from their Can-Am race cars to the F1 race cars, all the way through to the complete proper McLaren F1 of all cars. I mean, it properly adopts a lot of new complete tech on its own, completely taking in through the inspiration of the old gen cars on its own. And that is exactly what evolution is all about, guys. I mean that is exactly what we want in terms of evolution. Yet we are still getting the proper visceral emotion of an all all-new V8, which could very much be an NA V8 for all we know, because the only information that we know to be confirmed about the V8 is that it's going to be a complete all-new ground-up built V8, and well, the proper chances are open for a complete NA V8, but nevertheless, let's leave all those speculations until we see this beast in the flesh, of course, towards the end of September, which can't get here quick enough, unlike the proper F250, of course, which can literally just go suck itself. Meanwhile, guys, I mean the proper performance lines, the complete symmetrical bits underneath the proper upper part of the complete front bumper to indicate the headlights, the complete vents, the complete open rear end, F1 tech all over, the complete aero trickery to properly make it a proper worthy P1 successor. I mean, they properly ticked every single box they could and more to properly making it a proper legendary and worthy successor to that of the P1. And well, of course, a massive hats off to Mr. Tobias Solomon and of course the entire team at McLaren to properly pull this off. But nevertheless, there are still a couple of days until this thing comes to fruition. And well, I mean, iPhone can't wait on any scale whatsoever. And of course, I mean, a proper V8 gullwing doors, of course, which are a first for any McLaren. And on top of that, it could very much be a complete all-wheel drive system, which would be monstrous to begin with in terms of completely kickstarting the torque and properly giving it some monstrous 0 to 60 times. Nevertheless, everything will be seen, or everything will be yielded in due time. And well, guys, I mean, iPhone can't wait in any way. I mean, seriously, guys, I mean, the F250 doesn't even match to the hype such that the all-new P18 is generating. Nevertheless, only a matter of time before we see this all-new P1 successor in the flesh. Well, what do you guys think? Comment below. And well, thanks a lot for watching, guys. Remember to hit that sub button and click the bell to ensure you don't miss out on any future videos. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. See ya.